Biotechnology principles and processes. Biotechnology deals with techniques of using live organisms or enzymes from organisms to produce products and services which are useful to humans. Making curd, bread, wine are all forms of biotechnology. These are micro-mediated processes. But today, we use biotechnology term in a restricted sense today. It refers to the processes that use genetically modified organisms to achieve the same on a larger scale. Other processes or techniques like in vitro fertilization or gene synthesis are all parts of biotechnology. In vitro fertilization means test tube baby, and in gene synthesis, we can prepare DNA vaccine or correcting defective gene. EFB, that is European Federation of Biotechnology, has given the definition of biotechnology that encompasses both traditional view as well as modern molecular biotechnology. This definition is integration of natural science and organisms, cells, parts thereof, and molecular analogs for products and services. ये मैंने डायग्राम में ऐसे रिप्रेजेंट करके जैसे नेचुरल साइंस प्लस ऑर्गेनिज्म सेल्स पार्ट्स देयरऑफ एंड मॉलिक्यूलर एनालॉग्स फॉर प्रोडक्ट्स एंड सर्विसेज इज बायोटेक्नोलॉजी. Two core techniques that enabled birth of modern biotechnology are genetic engineering and bioprocess engineering. In genetic engineering, it includes techniques that alter chemistry of genetic material, that is DNA and RNA. और ये हम ऑल्टर क्यों करें टू इंट्रोड्यूस इनटू होस्ट ऑर्गेनिज्म. उससे क्या होगा, उसका फिनोटाइप चेंज रहेगा होस्ट का, इसलिए करना. बायोप्रोसेस इंजीनियरिंग, इट इंक्लूड्स मेंटेनेंस ऑफ स्टेराइल एम्बियंस इन केमिकल इंजीनियरिंग प्रोसेसेस. स्टेराइल मतलब माइक्रोबियल कंटामिनेशन फ्री. ये क्यों करें हम, टू इनेबल ग्रोथ ऑफ ओनली डिजायर्ड माइक्रोबियल यूकैरियोटिक सेल इन लार्ज क्वांटिटीज फॉर मैन्युफैक्चर ऑफ बायोटेक्नोलॉजिकल प्रोडक्ट्स लाइक एंटीबायोटिक्स, वैक्सीन्स और एंजाइम्स. Now we'll understand conceptual development of principles of genetic engineering. Appreciate the advantages of sexual reproduction over asexual reproduction. Former, मतलब जो पहले वाली sexual, provides opportunities for variations and formulations of unique combinations of genetic setup. Some of them may be beneficial for organism or population. So, asexual reproduction preserves the genetic information, and sexual reproduction permits variation. The traditional hybridization procedures in plant breeding or animal breeding often lead to inclusion or multiplication of undesirable genes along with the desired genes. In genetic engineering, there are techniques such as creation of recombinant DNA, use of gene cloning, and gene transfer. These techniques or genetic engineering overcomes this limitation that undesirable genes are also transferred into the progeny. It overcomes this limitation. It allows us to isolate or introduce only one or set of desirable genes without introducing undesirable genes into the target organism. Now, what is the likely fate of a piece of DNA somehow transferred into alien organism? Most likely, it will not be able to multiply itself in progeny cells of organisms. But when it gets integrated into genome of recipient, it may multiply and inherit it along with the host DNA. इसका reason क्या है? Alien piece of DNA become part of a chromosome. Chromosome has ability to replicate. होता क्या है, in chromosome specific DNA sequence is there, which is called origin of replication. This initiate replication. Therefore, for multiplication of alien piece of DNA in an organism, it needs to be part of a chromosome. Chromosome के अंदर क्या होता है? Has specific sequence, origin of replication. Thus, alien DNA is linked to origin of replication, so that this alien DNA can replicate and multiply in host organism. And this is called cloning, that is making multiple or identical copies of any template DNA. Now let's focus on first instance of construction of an artificial recombinant DNA molecule. It emerged from possibility of linking a gene encoding antibiotic resistance with plasmid of Salmonella typhimurium. Now what is plasmid? It is autonomously replicating circular extrachromosomal DNA. Herbert Boyer and Stanley Cohen accomplished this in 1972. That is linking gene with plasmid. Herbert Boyer and Stanley Cohen in 1972. Isolating the antibiotic resistance gene was done by cutting out piece of DNA from plasmid that was responsible for conferring antibiotic resistance. Cutting of DNA at specific locations was possible with discovery of so-called molecular scissors restriction enzymes. The cut piece of DNA was linked with the plasmid DNA, and this plasmid DNA acts as vectors to transfer piece of DNA this attached to it. We know that mosquito acts as insect vector to transfer malarial parasite into human body. Similarly, plasmid also acts as vector to deliver alien piece of DNA into host organism. The linking of antibiotic resistance gene with plasmid vector was possible because of the enzyme DNA ligase. It acts on the cut DNA molecules and join their ends. So this new combination of circular and autonomously replicating DNA, which is created in vitro, is called recombinant DNA. When this DNA, that is recombinant DNA, is transferred into Escherichia coli, a bacterium which is closely related to Salmonella, this DNA could replicate using new host DNA polymerase enzyme. It could make multiple copies of it. So the ability to multiply copies of antibiotic resistance gene in E. coli is called cloning of antibiotic resistant gene in E. coli. Cloning, making multiple copies. So what are the inferences that we can draw from this? There are three basic steps in genetically modifying an organism. Number one, identification of DNA with desirable genes. Second, introduction of identified DNA into host. Third, maintenance of introduced DNA into host and transfer of DNA to progeny. Genetic engineering or recombinant DNA technology can be accomplished only if we have key tools like restriction enzymes, polymerase enzymes, ligases, vectors, and host organism. Let us understand some of them in detail. In 1963, two enzymes were isolated that were responsible for restriction of growth of bacteriophage in Escherichia coli. One enzyme added methyl group to the DNA and other cut the DNA. The one which cut the DNA was called restriction endonuclease. First restriction endonuclease was called HIND2. Its functioning depended on specific DNA nucleotide sequence. It was isolated and characterized 5 years later after isolation. HIND2 always cut DNA molecule at a particular point, recognizing specific sequence of 6 base pairs. And this specific base sequence is called the recognition sequence for HIND2. Today, more than 900 restriction enzymes from over 230 strains of bacteria have been isolated. And these enzymes recognize different recognition sequences. Convention for naming these enzymes. The first letter represents genus. The second two letters represent species of the prokaryotic cell from which it is isolated. For example, EcoR1 comes from Escherichia coli RY13. So here E comes from genus Escherichia and CO comes from coli. R represents strain. And this one Roman number represents order in which enzymes were isolated from the strain of bacteria. Restriction enzymes belongs to a larger class of enzymes known as nucleases. There are two kinds, exonucleases and endonucleases. Exonucleases remove nucleotides from ends of DNA, and endonucleases cuts at specific position within the DNA. Restriction endonuclease functions by inspecting the length of DNA sequence. Once it finds its specific recognition sequence, it binds to the DNA, cut each of the two strands of the double helix at specific points in sugar phosphate backbones. Each restriction endonuclease recognizes specific palindromic nucleotide sequence in DNA. Now, what is this palindromes? Palindromes is a group of letters that form same word when read in both forward and backward direction. For example, Malayalam, when read from this direction, तब भी मलयालम है, और अगर हम इसको उल्टा भी पढ़ेंगे तब भी मलयालम है. तो palindrome in DNA is a sequence of base pairs which reads same on two strands when orientation of reading is kept same. इसका मतलब जैसे कि अगर हम यहाँ से 5 एक स्ट्रैंड पे 5 प्राइम से 3 प्राइम पे पढ़ते हैं तो दूसरे में भी 5 से 3 में पढ़ना है हमें. यहाँ पे अगर हम पढ़ेंगे तो क्या है GAA-TTC, और अगर इस स्ट्रैंड में भी 5 से 3 में पढ़ेंगे तो GAA-TTC, और अगर पहले में 3 से पढ़ रहे हैं तो CTT-AAG, और यहाँ से पढ़ेंगे तो CTT-AAG सेम है. तो दिस रीड सेम ऑन टू स्ट्रैंड व्हेन रेड फ्रॉम 5 प्राइम टू 3 प्राइम या फिर 3 प्राइम से 5 प्राइम सेम है. ये होते हैं पैलिंड्रोम्स. Restriction enzymes cut the strand of DNA little away from center of palindromic sites and between same two bases on opposite strands. तो इससे होता क्या है, सिंगल स्ट्रैंडेड पोर्शन ऑफ एट द एंड्स रह जाते हैं हमारे सिंगल स्ट्रैंडेड पोर्शंस, एंड दीज ओवरहैंगिंग स्ट्रेचेस आर कॉल्ड स्टिकी एंड्स ऑन ईच स्ट्रैंड्स. स्टिकी एंड्स कहते हैं इनको, ओवरहैंगिंग स्ट्रेचेस ऑन ईच स्ट्रैंड्स को स्टिकी एंड्स. दे आर नेम्ड सो स्टिकी बिकॉज दे फॉर्म हाइड्रोजन बॉन्ड्स विद देयर कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री कट काउंटरपार्ट्स. This stickiness of the ends facilitates the action of enzyme DNA ligase. Restriction endonucleases are used in genetic engineering to form recombinant molecules of DNA. Recombinant, it is composed of DNA from different sources or genomes. When cut by same restriction enzyme, the resultant DNA fragments have same kind of sticky ends, and these fragments can be joined together end to end by DNA ligases. So what we have realized that normally, unless one cuts vector and source DNA with same restriction enzyme, recombinant vector molecule can't be formed. Cutting of DNA by restriction endonucleases results in fragments of DNA, and these fragments can be separated by using a technique called gel electrophoresis. Since DNA fragments are negatively charged molecules, therefore separated by forcing them to move towards anode, which is positive, under electric field through a medium or matrix. Nowadays, commonly used matrix is agarose. It is extracted from seaweeds. It's a natural polymer. DNA fragments separate or resolve according to their size through sieving effect provided by agarose jet. मतलब अगर फ्रेगमेंट का साइज कम तो ज़्यादा दूर तक सेपरेट हो जाएगा, साइज कम तो फार्दर इट मूव, ज़्यादा दूर तक जाएगा, तो ऐसे सेपरेट हो जाएंगे साइज की वजह से. The separated DNA fragments can be visualized only after staining DNA with a compound called ethidium bromide. Next step is exposure to UV radiation. So you cannot see pure DNA fragments in visible light and without staining. You can see bright orange colored bands of DNA in ethidium bromide stained gel exposed to UV light. Now the separated bands of DNA are cut out from gel. They are extracted from the gel piece, and this process is called elution. DNA fragments purified in this way are used in constructing recombinant DNA by joining them with cloning vectors. Plasmids or bacteriophages, they have ability to replicate within bacterial cells, independent of control of chromosomal DNA. Bacteriophages have high number per cell. They have very high copy numbers of their genome within bacterial cells. Some plasmids have 1 or 2 copies per cell, while others may have 15 to 100 copies per cell. Their numbers can go even higher. So alien piece of DNA is linked to bacteriophage or plasmid DNA to multiply its number equal to copy number of plasmid or bacteriophage. Vectors engineered in such a way allow easy linking of foreign DNA and selection of recombinants from non-recombinants. Features to facilitate cloning into a vector: origin of replication, selectable marker, cloning sites, and vectors for cloning genes in plants and animals. Origin of replication or ORI. It is a sequence from where replication starts. Any piece of DNA when linked to this sequence can be made to replicate within host cell. It is also responsible for controlling copy numbers of linked DNA. If one wants to recover many copies of the target DNA, then it should be cloned in a vector whose origin supports high copy number. In addition to ORI, vector requires a selectable marker. It helps in identifying and eliminating the non-transformants and selectively permitting growth of transformant. What is transformation? It's a procedure through which piece of DNA is introduced into host bacterium. Genes encoding resistance to antibiotics such as ampicillin, chloramphenicol, tetracycline, or kanamycin, they are useful selectable markers for E. coli bacteria. Normal E. coli cells do not carry resistance against any of these antibiotics. To link alien DNA, vector needs to have recognition sites for commonly used restriction enzymes. They should be very few, preferably single. Presence of more than one recognition sites within vector generates several fragments which complicate the gene cloning. Ligation of alien DNA is carried out at a restriction site present in one of the two antibiotic resistant genes. For example, we can ligate foreign DNA at BAM-H1 site of tetracycline resistant gene of vector PBR322. From this, a recombinant plasmid will lose tetracycline resistance reason due to insertion of foreign DNA. वो हमने खराब कर दी उसकी साइट जो tetracycline resistance की थी, foreign DNA insert करके इस साइट पे. But it can still be selected out from non-recombinants. How? By plating transformants on tetracycline containing medium. जो transformants होंगे जो grow कर होंगे ampicillin containing medium में, they are transferred to medium containing tetracycline. तो जो recombinants हैं, they will grow only on ampicillin medium and tetracycline medium में वो नहीं grow कर पाएंगे क्योंकि वो खराब हो गई. They have lose resistance to this tetracycline medium. पर जो non-recombinants हैं, they will grow on both mediums. तो कंफ्यूजन क्या है? एक एंटीबायोटिक रेजिस्टेंट जीन हेल्प्स इन सिलेक्टिंग ट्रांसफॉर्मेंट्स और जो दूसरा जीन अदर जीन इज इनएक्टिवेटेड ड्यू टू इंसर्शन ऑफ एलियन डीएनए. इट हेल्प्स इन सिलेक्शन ऑफ रिकॉम्बिनेंट्स. तो ये दो अलग अलग वर्जन ट्रांसफॉर्मेंट्स और रिकॉम्बिनेंट्स. ट्रांसफॉर्मेंट मतलब जो बैक्टीरिया जिसने डीएनए को ले लिया है, अब वो जो डीएनए है वो रिकॉम्बिनेंट हुआ है कि नहीं हुआ, वो रिकॉम्बिनेंट्स. सिलेक्शन ऑफ रिकॉम्बिनेंट्स ड्यू टू इनएक्टिवेशन ऑफ एंटीबायोटिक्स इज अ कम्बरसम प्रोसेस. मतलब बहुत ही बोरिंग और मतलब टायरिंग है. रीजन इट रिक्वायर्स साइमल्टेनियस प्लेटिंग ऑन टू प्लेट्स containing different antibiotics. Therefore, alternative selectable markers have been developed to differentiate recombinants from non-recombinants. Basis क्या इनका? Ability to produce color in presence of a chromogenic substrate. A recombinant DNA is inserted within the coding sequence of enzyme beta galactosidase. इसका रिजल्ट क्या होता है? इनएक्टिवेशन ऑफ जीन फॉर सिंथेसिस ऑफ दिस एंजाइम बीटा galactosidase. इसको कहते हैं इंसर्शनल इनएक्टिवेशन, मतलब कुछ इंसर्ट किया तो उससे वो खराब हो गया और इनएक्टिवेट हो गया वाला जीन. Presence of chromogenic substrate give blue colored colonies if plasmid in bacteria does not have an insert. अगर वो सही है एकदम. But presence of insert से क्या होगा? Insertional inactivation of beta galactosidase gene. तो colonies do not produce any color. तो ये वाली जो colony जो कलर प्रोड्यूस करेगी वो होगी recombinant colonies. ऐसे हमने पता लगा लिया सिंपल से. अभी तक हमने बैक्टीरिया को मान के देखा था. अब हम प्लांट्स और एनिमल्स में देखेंगे कैसे होगा. We have learned the lesson of transferring genes into plants and animals from bacteria and viruses. They have known this for ages. That is how to deliver genes to transform eukaryotic cells and force them to do what bacteria or virus want. Example like Agrobacterium tumefaciens. It is a pathogen in several dicot plants. It delivers a piece of DNA called tDNA. This DNA transforms normal plant cell into tumor and direct this tumor cells to produce chemicals required by the pathogen. This better understanding of the art of delivering genes by pathogens in their eukaryotic host generated knowledge to transform these tools of pathogens into useful vectors for delivering genes of interest to humans. Tumor-inducing or TI plasmid of Agrobacterium tumefaciens is now modified into cloning vector. Now it is no more pathogenic to plants, but it is still able to use the mechanisms to deliver genes of our interest into variety of plants. Similarly, retrovirus is disarmed. Now it is used to deliver desirable genes into animal cells. Once a gene or DNA fragment is ligated into suitable vector, it is transferred into a host, which can be an animal, plant, or bacteria, and here it multiplies, the DNA fragment. Since DNA is hydrophilic molecules, therefore it cannot pass through cell membrane. Why? Because cell membrane की जो tail होती है that is hydrophobic और ये hydrophilic तो आसानी से पास नहीं हो पाएगा. To force bacteria to take up the plasmid, bacterial cells must first be made competent to take up DNA, and this is done by treating them with specific concentration of divalent cation called calcium. This calcium increases the efficiency with which DNA enters bacterium through pores in its cell wall. Pores होते हैं bacterium की cell wall में जिससे DNA transfer होता है. The recombinant DNA can then be forced into such cells by incubating the cells with recombinant DNA on ice, then placing them briefly at 42 degrees Celsius heat shock and putting them on ice. मतलब पहले ice पे फिर heat पे फिर वापस ice पे. इससे shock लगा उसको heat shock. This enables bacteria to take up the recombinant DNA. But this is not the only way to introduce alien DNA into host cells. कुछ और भी methods हैं जैसे microinjection. And this recombinant DNA is directly injected into nucleus of animal cells. For plants, there is a technique known as biolistics or gene guns. Cells of plants are bombarded with high velocity microparticles of gold or tungsten coated with DNA. Last method is to use disarmed pathogen vectors. They are allowed to infect the cells and they transfer recombinant DNA into host. We have learned about tools for constructing recombinant DNA. Now let's see processes facilitating recombinant DNA technology. Recombinant DNA technology includes several steps in specific sequence. They are first step isolation of DNA, then fragmentation of DNA by restriction endonucleases, then isolation of a desired DNA fragment, then ligation of DNA fragment into vector, then transferring recombinant DNA into host, and then culturing the host cells in a medium at large scale and extraction of desired product. We know that nucleic acid is a genetic material in all organisms without any exception. In majority organisms, DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid, is the genetic material. To cut DNA with restriction enzymes, it needs to be in pure form, that is free from other macromolecules. Since DNA is enclosed within membranes, therefore we have to break the cell open to release DNA and other macromolecules like RNA, proteins, polysaccharides, and lipids. And this can be achieved by treating bacterial cells, plant, or animal tissue with enzymes such as lysozyme, cellulase, chitinase, lysozyme for bacteria, cellulase for plant cell, chitinase for fungus. Genes located on DNA, they are long molecules. DNA are long molecules, and they are intertwined with proteins like histones. To remove RNA, we can use enzyme ribonuclease, and for proteins, we can use protease. And similarly, other molecules can be removed by some appropriate treatments with enzymes. Purified DNA ultimately precipitates out after addition of chilled ethanol, and it is seen as collection of fine threads in the suspension. Restriction enzyme digestions can be done by incubating purified DNA with restriction enzyme and providing optimal condition for that specific restriction enzyme. Agarose gel electrophoresis can be employed to check progression of restriction enzyme digestion. Since DNA is negatively charged molecules, therefore it will move towards positive electrode anode. This process is repeated with vector DNA also. The joining of DNA requires several processes. After cutting the source DNA and vector DNA with specific restriction enzyme, the cutout gene of interest and the cut vector with space, they are mixed together and ligase is added, and this forms the recombinant DNA. PCR, polymerase chain reaction. It is used to make multiple copies of the gene or DNA of interest, synthesized in vitro using two sets of primers and DNA polymerase enzyme. Primers, they are small chemically synthesized oligonucleotides and they are complementary to the regions of DNA. Enzyme extends the primers using nucleotides provided in the reaction and genomic DNA as template. If process of replication of DNA is repeated many times, the segment of DNA is amplified to approximately 1 billion times. That is, 1 billion copies are made of a desired gene or DNA. This repeated amplification is achieved by use of thermostable DNA polymerase. This DNA polymerase is extracted from Thermus aquaticus bacterium. Thermostable means it remains active during high temperature induced denaturation of double-stranded DNA. Amplified fragment, if desired, can now be used to ligate with vector for further cloning. Several methods are there for introducing ligated DNA into recipient cells. हमने देखी जैसे microinjection, gene gun वगैरह वगैरह. Recipient cells, after making them competent to receive, take up DNA present in its surrounding. If recombinant DNA bearing gene for resistance to antibiotic like ampicillin is transferred into E. coli cells, host cell, that is E. coli cells, are transformed into ampicillin resistant cells. If we spread the transformed cells on other plates which contain ampicillin, only transformants will grow and untransformed recipient cell will die. Since due to ampicillin resistance gene, we are able to select transformed cell in presence of ampicillin. Therefore, ampicillin resistance gene is known as selectable marker. Then we insert a piece of alien DNA into cloning vectors and transfer into bacterial, plant, animal cell. And alien DNA can multiply in this host cell, bacteria, plant, or animal. In almost all recombinant technologies, the ultimate aim is to produce a desirable protein. Hence, there is a need for recombinant DNA to be expressed. Express मतलब जैसे DNA से RNA से प्रोटीन बनता है ना, वही expression होता है DNA का. Foreign gene is expressed under appropriate conditions. Expression of foreign gene in host cell requires understanding of many technical details. Now we have cloned the gene of interest and we have given optimized condition to induce expression of the target protein. After this, we have to consider producing it on large scale. Why large scale production? Because demand is very high, population is very high. Any protein encoding gene is expressed in heterologous host, and that protein is called recombinant protein. Heterologous means जिसमें वो पहले से नहीं बनता, वो हमने डाला है वही, वो वाला heterologous host. Cells harboring cloned genes of interest may be grown on small scale in lab. Cultures can be used for extracting desired protein by purifying it and then purifying it by different separation techniques. Or cells can be multiplied in continuous culture system. Continuous इसमें. The used medium is drained out from one side and fresh medium is added from other side. और ऐसा हम क्यों कर रहे हैं? To maintain cells in their physiologically most active phase, that is log or exponential phase. This type of culturing method produce larger biomass. तो उससे क्या होगा? Higher yields of desired protein. हम small volume cultures को use नहीं कर सकते because they cannot yield appreciable quantities of product. To produce in large quantities, there is development of bioreactors. They are large volumes in which culture can be processed. That is 100 to 1000 liters of volume can be processed in bioreactors. So bioreactors can be thought of as vessels in which raw materials is biologically converted into specific products or enzymes by using microbial, plant, animal or human cells. Bioreactor provides optimal conditions for achieving the desired products. It provides optimum growth conditions like temperature, pH, substrates, salts, vitamins and oxygen. Most commonly used bioreactors are of stirring type. Stirred tank reactor. They are usually cylindrical and have curved base. This is to facilitate mixing of reactor contents. The stirrer facilitates even mixing and oxygen availability throughout the bioreactor. Alternatively, air can be diverted through the reactor. A bioreactor has agitator system, oxygen delivery system, foam control system, temperature control system, pH control system, and sampling ports. Sampling ports so that small volumes of culture can be withdrawn periodically. After completion of biosynthetic stage, the product is subjected to a series of processes before it is ready for marketing as finished product. The processes, which include separation and purification, they are collectively referred to as downstream processing. The product is formulated with suitable preservatives. Such formulations undergo clinical trials as in case of drugs. Strict quality control testing for each product is also required. Downstream processing and quality control testing vary from product to product. अब इस चैप्टर में जो डायग्राम है एक बार उनको स्टडी करते हैं. स्टेप्स इन फॉर्मेशन ऑफ रिकॉम्बिनेंट डीएनए बाय एक्शन ऑफ रिस्ट्रिक्शन एंडोन्यूक्लियस एंजाइम दैट इज EcoR1. एक्शन ऑफ रिस्ट्रिक्शन एंजाइम. द एंजाइम कट बोथ डीएनए स्ट्रैंड्स एट सेम साइट. ये हमें पता है, हमें जो हमने पहले पढ़ लिया. EcoR1 cuts the DNA between G and A, between G and A, G and A, G and A and G and A. ठीक है. Only when sequence this GAATTC is present in DNA. ये हो गया हमारा वेक्टर डीएनए. इसने यहाँ से कट किया और यहाँ से EcoR1 ने. यहाँ पे भी G और A के बीच में, G और A के बीच में. तो इससे ये वाला हिस्सा निकल गया और यहाँ से ऐसे निकल गया. तो ये जो सिंगल स्ट्रैंडेड और वो हमने वहाँ पे लिखा था ना कि ओवरहैंगिंग स्ट्रेचेस आर लेफ्ट, इनको हम क्या कहते हैं? स्टिकी एंड. अब स्टिकी क्यों? क्योंकि ये दोनों कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री हैं. यहाँ से AT के साथ AT के साथ AT ऐसे जुड़ सकते हैं. तो डीएनए फ्रेगमेंट्स जॉइन एट स्टिकी एंड्स. तो ये हमारे दोनों को कॉम्बिनेशन में क्या हो गया? रिकॉम्बिनेंट डीएनए. सेकंड, रिकॉम्बिनेंट डीएनए टेक्नोलॉजी का रिप्रेजेंटेशन देख. ये हो गया हमारा फॉरेन डीएनए, ये वेक्टर डीएनए या प्लाज्मिड. सेम रिस्ट्रिक्शन एंजाइम कटिंग बोथ फॉरेन डीएनए एंड वेक्टर डीएनए एट स्पेसिफिक पॉइंट. तो यहाँ से ये कट हो गया हमारा और ये भी कट हो गया, इसमें स्पेस है ताकि ये जुड़ पाए हमारा जो फॉरेन डीएनए. लाइगेज जॉइन फॉरेन डीएनए टू प्लाज्मिड. ये येलो और ये दोनों रेड जुड़ गए. ये हो गया हमारा रिकॉम्बिनेंट डीएनए मॉलिक्यूल. फिर ये जो रिकॉम्बिनेंट डीएनए मॉलिक्यूल है इसको हम किसी भी होस्ट में डाल देते हैं. बैक्टीरिया जैसे ई कोलाई, इसको हमने क्लोनिंग होस्ट है. फिर ये इसमें डालो तो इस प्रोसेस को कहेंगे हम ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन. अब ये जो बैक्टीरिया सेल्स डिवाइड करेंगे तो प्रोजेनी में भी ये हमारा रिकॉम्बिनेंट डीएनए डिवाइड होता जाएगा ऐसे बस. Third, a typical agrogel electrophoresis showing migration of undigested, ये लेन 1 में जो दिखा रही है, and digested set of DNA fragments, लेन 2 to 4. वहाँ पे हमने डाइजेशन देखा था ना, डाइजेशन ऑफ रिस्ट्रिक्शन एंडोन्यूक्लियस में चेक करने के लिए कि रिस्ट्रिक्शन एंडोन्यूक्लियस सही से काम किया कि नहीं. तो वही है इसमें. और इसमें जैसे हमने यहाँ पे डीएनए को डाला तो रिस्ट्रिक्शन एंडोन्यूक्लियस भी डाल दिया. जिनका स्मॉलेस्ट साइज था वो दूर तक गए और जो बड़े बड़े थे मोटे मोटे वही रह गए पास पास. तो ये डीएनए ये लार्जेस्ट वाले स्मॉलेस्ट और हमने यहाँ पे डीएनए को डाल दिया. ये तो डाइजेस्ट नहीं हुआ, ये डाइजेस्ट हुए रिस्ट्रिक्शन एंडोन्यूक्लियस से. जो छोटे थे वो आगे चले गए और जो बड़े थे वो पीछे गए. फोर्थ है वेक्टर का डायग्राम PBR 322. इकोलाई यूज करते हैं इसको शोइंग फॉलोइंग थिंग्स जैसे रिस्ट्रिक्शन साइट्स फॉर HindIII, EcoR1, BAM-H1, SAL-H1, PBU2, PST1 एंड CLAV1. ओरिजिन ऑफ रेप्लिकेशन, एंटीबायोटिक रेजिस्टेंस जीन्स लाइक एम्पिसिलिन रेजिस्टेंस एंड टेट्रासाइक्लिन रेजिस्टेंस. ROP कोड्स मतलब रेप्लिकेशन ऑफ प्लाज्मिड. ROP कोड्स फॉर द प्रोटीन्स इन्वॉल्वड इन द रेप्लिकेशन ऑफ प्लाज्मिड. ये डायग्राम में जैसे यहाँ पे हमारा ये टेट्रासाइक्लिन रेजिस्टेंस जीन है, BAM-H1 साइट पर हमने इंसर्ट किया था ना, तो ये इनएक्टिवेट कर दिया फिर. और चलो ठीक है, यहाँ पे एम्पिसिलिन रेजिस्टेंस जीन है, ये ओरिजिन ऑफ रेप्लिकेशन ROP कोड. अब हम देख लेते हैं रिस्ट्रिक्शन एंजाइम्स. यहाँ पे हैं CLAV1, HindIII, EcoR1, इधर BAM-H1, SAL1, PBU2 भी इधर है और यहाँ पे PST1 और PBU1. तो ठीक है. फिफ्थ, डीएनए दैट सेपरेट्स आउट कैन बी रिमूव्ड बाय स्पूलिंग. वहाँ पे हमने देखा था ना आइसोलेशन ऑफ डीएनए में कि हम चिल्ड इथेनॉल डाल देते हैं तो फाइन थ्रेड्स में विजिबल रहते हैं हमें. तो हम उसको कोई भी एक ऐसा डिवाइस सा लेके उससे हम सेपरेट कर सकते हैं. इसको कहते हैं स्पूलिंग. सिक्स्थ, पॉलीमरेज चेन रिएक्शन PCR. ईच साइकिल हैज 3 स्टेप्स: डीनेचुरेशन, प्राइमर एनीलिंग एंड एक्सटेंशन ऑफ प्राइमर्स. तो ये हमारे रीजन जिसको हमने एम्पलीफाई करना है, ये डबल स्ट्रैंडेड डीएनए है. हमने इसको हीट करना है ताकि जो स्ट्रैंड्स हैं अलग हो जाए. इसको हम प्रोसेस को करेंगे डीनेचुरेशन. तो जब स्ट्रैंड्स अलग हो गए हमने यहाँ पे प्राइमर्स डाल दिए तो प्राइमर्स इसके साथ एनील कर गए मतलब जुड़ गए. यहाँ पे कॉम्प्लीमेंट होते हैं ना. फिर हमने क्या डाला इसमें डीएनए पॉलीमरेज जो कि है टैग पॉलीमरेज. थर्मस एक्वेटिकस से निकाला हमने उसको और कुछ डीऑक्सी न्यूक्लियोटाइड्स डाल दिए मतलब जो आगे बढ़ाएंगे इसको. तो बस उससे एक्सटेंशन हो गई डीएनए की, हमारे बन गए. अब इसी को हम 30 साइकिल्स में रिपीट करेंगे तो हमारा जो ये डिजायर्ड जीन था वो एम्पलीफाई हो जाएगा 1 बिलियन टाइम्स. बस यही था PCR. सेवंथ, बायोरिएक्टर्स हैं. सिंपल स्टर्ड टैंक बायोरिएक्टर और स्पार्ज स्टर्ड टैंक बायोरिएक्टर थ्रू व्हिच स्टेराइल एयर बबल्स आर स्पार्ज्ड. तो यहाँ पे ये मोटर लगी हुई है, घूमेगी तो ये जैसे मिक्सी में लगी होती है ये मिक्स होगा. यहाँ पे फोम ब्रेकर, तो इससे फोम नहीं बनेगी यहाँ पे. और ये फ्लैट प्लेट्स वगैरह लगे हुए हैं. कल्चर ब्रॉड डाल के हम इसमें. और स्टीम फॉर स्टेरिलाइजेशन हम यहाँ से पास कर सकते हैं. और जैसे एसिड बेस फॉर pH कंट्रोल देखा हमने कंट्रोल सिस्टम स्टेराइल एयर भी पास कर सकते हैं. तो ये हो गया हमारा सिंपल स्टर्ड टैंक बायोरिएक्टर. तो ये है स्पार्ज्ड स्टर्ड टैंक बायोरिएक्टर. ये स्पार्जर सा लगा हुआ है, यहाँ से हम गैस डाल सकते हैं इसमें. तो इससे सर्फेस एरिया इंक्रीज सर्फेस एरिया फॉर ऑक्सीजन ट्रांसफर. फिर ये जो बबल्स बन रहे हैं इसमें एयर के, फिर हमने उसको जूम करके मैग्नीफाई से देखा है तो द बबल्स ड्रामेटिकली इंक्रीज द ऑक्सीजन ट्रांसफर एरिया. तो ये हो गया हमारा स्पार्ज्ड स्टर्ड टैंक बायोरिएक्टर. तो अब इस वीडियो में क्या क्या कवर कर लिया, तो एनसीईआरटी का टेक्स्ट और डायग्राम्स. अब रह गया समरी और एक्सरसाइज. चलिए ठीक है, थैंक यू, विश यू ऑल द वेरी बेस्ट.